Hi guys, I'm Hayden Crawford from the Dreamtime Academy and welcome to today's live Starseed Numerology readings. Now, as you know, your date of birth carries the information about your soul blueprint, your strengths and weaknesses, the best times for you to embark on new projects and ventures, and where your soul actually originated from after it left source consciousness. So from your date of birth, which you chose before you came to the earth plane, I can get all of that information, which will help you understand yourself and also the people around you a whole lot better. Now, as usual, I like to start the sessions off with a card, a card that I just picked randomly from my Starseed Oracle deck, and that should give you some advice and guidance as to what's going on in your life right now and how best to navigate the energies of this new moon. Now, I don't know if you felt the vibrations of it already yet or not, but I certainly have. It actually knocked me out a bit earlier on. I had to go for a nana nap because, yeah, I think that energetically we're all being influenced by this type of extreme energy because obviously Mercury's in retrograde. So hello to Carla Dana Edwards. Nice to see you, Carla Dana, and Tammy Meadows as well. Great. Okay, so I'm going to pick out a card. Okay, now this is for you guys. It's interesting because this is called the Great Severing. The Great Severing. Okay, so this is for anyone watching right now, but also anybody who is tuning in to watch the replay. Now, this one is Mars energy, and Mars energy in the color mirrors system is this bottle here, which is red over orange. It's a really vibrant bottle, isn't it? You know, when you look at that, just feel into it, and you can feel, you know, that fire coming from it. You know, this is really about conflict and actually softening to love. So it could be that, you know, that you're creating situations or events around you that are asking you to speak up for yourself and say what you need to say instead of holding it in and getting angry and frustrated. Well, believe you and me. Is that the expression? Believe you and me? Something like that. I have had several different opportunities to be able to stand in my power and actually express how I was feeling over the last few days. And as normal, what I would do is I would back down and not confront situations, because that's kind of like the kind of guy that I am. I'm a Libra and I don't like confrontation. But I have actually, I've actually been sort of speaking up and saying how I feel, and it's been interesting to observe the results I've been getting. And actually, I've noticed that things that I've wanted to get done have actually been happening. So sometimes asserting yourself in that manner, as long as it is assertive and not aggressive, you don't want to use the fire aggression energy of Mars. You just want to use that energy assertively. You'll get, you know, it will manifest in you getting things done. So Tammy's, it's 2:30 in, is that New Caledonia, NC? Or is that sort of Northern Canada? And Anushka, you love the vibrant bottles. I know, me too, especially the Mars one, because Mars obviously is my ruling number bottle because it's number 9 in the color mirrors and I'm a ruling number 9. Carla Dana, you've left me your date of birth, so I'll have a look at your numerology first. Exactly, it's an eclipse, right? Yeah. It's North Carolina. Okay, beautiful. How wonderful. Okay, Shannon, good day to everyone. You're making breakfast right now, are you, Shannon? Yeah, what are you making for breakfast? Please tell me you're making pancakes. Lovely, delicious pancakes with fresh bacon and maple syrup, maybe. So, Carla Dana. You're the 23rd of May, 1983. Now, I think that goes into Gemini, doesn't it? So you are a Gemini, I think, with that one. You cusp sort of Taurus, Gemini. But Geminis, that, you know, often when they're out of balance, it affects their throat chakra. So sometimes it can manifest as difficulties with verbal self-expression. And actually, because you've only got 1-1 in your numerology as well, you know, it would definitely strengthen that influence, you know, only when you're living negatively, though. So some challenges around verbal self-expression for you there, Carla Dana. But you've actually got a really positive and quite a balanced chart in a lot of respects. I'll show you what I mean, because you've got three individual positive arrows. And why are you a little sad today, Ram? tell us more about what's keeping you in a bit of a down frame of mind. It's a good day for an eclipse. I was just thinking about having pancakes, meeting family for breakfast to celebrate a life. Ooh, okay. Lovely. I'm wanting pancakes. Yeah, me too. Do you know what? My husband made pancakes for us about a week ago. We had them with crispy bacon soaked in maple syrup, and it was delicious. So I liked it so much that I'm going to have it again next week. So you've got chia seed pudding here. I'm going to add cinnamon, strawberries, cashews, macadamia nuts, and hemp seeds. Well, that sounds uber healthy. Definitely. That's an amazing concoction that you've got going on there, Shannon. Well done, you. Bang on the eclipse. That's your nan's funeral today. I'm sorry to hear that. So you're celebrating her life. What was her name, by the way? My mum messaged me earlier on, actually, because my gran was called Sybil. And my mum messaged and said she'd been looking up the name Sybil in the dictionary. And what Sybil means is like a messenger of the angels or something like that. And it was just like, that's exactly who she was. I remember when I was growing up, she said to me, she said, oh, I got offered a poem in the middle of the night. And then she said it to me, and I've always remembered it since. And it was like, she said, how nice it is to sleep in a deep unconscious state. How nice it is to wake before that dream becomes a nightmare. And I just thought it was such a beautiful and profound poem. So maybe that will apply to you, Ram, and hopefully make you feel a bit better today. Okay, so maybe your nan decided to wake before the dream became a nightmare. And that often happens as we get older. You know, we get chronic conditions and all sorts of stuff, don't we? And sometimes checking out is the most painless method. You've got all of her Buddhas. Fantastic. Her name was Mary. Ah, there you go. Well, Mary, you know about Mary, don't you? There's something about Mary. Okay, so Carla Dana, you've got these 3 positive arrows going on in your chart. The first one here, which is the 1, 2, and 3, is called the arrow of the planner. So you have got an inherent love of order and processes and what's coming next. So a lot of the time, this manifests as you needing to have a tick list so that you can achieve all the things you want to achieve during the course of the day. It's quite left brain, so it's quite analytical. So the other one that you've got is the arrow of emotional balance, which is all of the numbers there on your soul plane, which is the emotional plane. And that just means that you, even though you might not think so yourself, you're very well equipped to deal with emotional situations in your life. Okay, so you can navigate them with ease and grace, whereas others may fail. You can find a way of being able to get solutions to emotional problems. That's this positive arrow here. The third one that you've got is called the arrow of determination. Now, this one is great persistence in your life to achieve your goals and dreams. So when you combine all of those together, this is a very positive and strong personality archetype. Good for you. Now, what we can see here as well is your day number is a 5, and the 5 is all about freedom and versatility. So you desire freedom. You need freedom. You need not to feel constricted in your life. So you've got to make sure that no part of you wants to hide, because it will make life quite difficult for you if you do. And you feel things very intensely, because remember, the 5 is the center of the emotional plane. It relates to the heart. And in the color mirror system, it's this bottle here, which is green over green. So this is about communication, versatility, and freedom and space. Green in color therapy is all about space. So if you wear green, like if you ever go to a party and there's someone there wearing dark green, avoid them, because they just want to have their own space. It's it's their way of kind of signifying to the people around them, don't come too close to me. Okay, so so you've got the 5 as your day number. Your ruling number is a 9, 10, 18, 19, 21, 26, 29, 30, 31. So you're a ruling number 4, and actually that's another green bottle influence. Like in the color mirror system, bottle 31 is called the Hermit, and it's pale green over dark green. And the Hermit kind of retreats away from life to be able to integrate heart-related healing. So the 4 is actually a practical number, which is your biggest influence within your birth chart. And that's this one here. It's yellow over very deep turquoise. Looks almost black, doesn't it? So that's Uranus, which is the planet of the future. And so you've got to make sure that during the course of your life, you let go of old structures in your life that are no longer serving you, so you can pave the way for the new emerging golden age. That could be people, places, situation, events, people, you know, all sorts of different stuff. So so there you go. So Tammy says it's your favorite color as well. Oh, that's interesting. Carla Dana says green is a favorite color. Well, it will be a lot of the time. You know, when I found out that my ruling number bottle was red over orange, they've always been my favorite colors. I was delighted because I was like, this system makes so much sense to me. And especially because my second favorite bottle is number 27, which is my, when you add up all the numbers in my date of birth, it adds 27. It's called Harvest, and it's orange and gold. And it was like, oh, that's interesting how the most significant numbers in my numerology are also my favorite bottles in the color mirror system. So often you find that, you know, when you bathe in like Mercury or you bathe in Uranus, they are really, really beneficial bottles for your soul evolution and growth. So yeah, Terry says, I've sent you an email question. Am I an Orion starseed? I had mentioned in the email about how I found your channel and about the reading I really want. Oh, right. Okay, fantastic. Have I done did I do a chart for you? Have I done a report for you yet, Tammy? I can't remember. So that makes sense for you, yeah? Good. Hello, Ronaldo. How are you? Suzillo, Ronaldo Suzillo. That's a nice name, isn't it? Whereabouts are you from, Ronaldo? Oh, it was on a live reading, was it? Yeah, so Tammy, I can tell by your birth date, but I also have to look at the position of your sun at the time that you're born. So that's why the reports go into all of that to see if you are from Orion or the Pleiades or Arcturus or Andromeda or Vega or Alpha Centauri or one of numerous other different star constellations. So I can work that out for you, but it's best that, you know, that takes a bit of time. That's why the reports take me about 7 business days to create. And they're a 20-page handcrafted report. So if you'd like one of those, let me know, because they're still on special. I've kept the special open all the way through June for only 59 Australian dollars. So I can certainly do one of those for you, no problem at all. Great. No, that's brilliant. Okay, Tammy. Now, let's have a look. Ronaldo, I think I'm drawn to you next. Now, Carla Dana, so you're saying that's made sense for you, yeah? Yeah, it's your favorite color. Exactly. No, that's great. That's really, really good. So yeah, so we can work out so much more based around your living name, Carla Dana. We get the soul urge and outer expression and your pyramids as well, which are predictive about your future, you know, so you can kind of see what's coming up for you in the future through your peak years of maturity and the influence of a number which governs 4 different 9-year cycles. It's fascinating. Good. That's really good. Thanks, Carla Dana. Yeah. So yeah, there is a bit of grounding that could do with taking place within you. Okay, because you've only got one number there on the physical plane, because the 1, 4, and 7 are physical numbers. Mind you, saying that because you're a ruling number 4, that means that you like active participation in life. You'll like the material, the practical, and the physical aspects of life. So a lot of the 4 people go into manual arts, or they do things with their hands because they're good with their hands. And yeah, so that's how it would normally manifest. Good night. Happy solar eclipse, Tammy. Okay, so let's have a look at we'll have a look at you, Ronaldo, next. And you're from Denpasar. Interesting. I think I've stopped there on a plane a few times on my way to Australia. Denpasar. And you're the 28th of the 8th, 2000. Now, you've got an interesting chart, actually, Ronaldo, because obviously you weren't like a lot of the us lot in the Dreamtime healing. You weren't born in the 1900s. You were born in the year 2000. So it means that you've got a lot less numbers than most people. So can you see that, like how many arrows there are? And these are all negative arrows that are present, you know, within your birth chart. So there's a lot to work through within your lifetime. Well, first of all, you were born on the 28th. So the 28th is actually all about new beginnings, but it reduces to a 10, which means that you are a leader, but you've got a very soft feminine energy about you that can never be abused. The 10s are very adaptable. So you having a day number 10, it means that you could put you into any job and you would find a way of being able to deal with it and do well in it. But if I was to give you lemons, you would make lemonade. So you're a manifester. This is kind of the energy of the wheel of fortune that comes up with number 10. And in the color mirror system, this is bottle 10. So it's gold over olive green. It's beautiful, isn't it? Look, there you go. So that's like your day number influence. So gold is about authentic power and olive green is a soft feminine, spring rebirth energy. It's beautiful, really. So you might find that within your adult relationships, you keep a lot of them a little bit superficial because you don't really want people knowing what's going on for you. So that's something to watch out for. It's lovely, isn't it, Ronaldo? Yeah, I agree. Now, you're very intuitive and very sensitive as well because you've got the 2 2s and the 2 is feminine. Think of the 1 as masculine and the 2 as feminine. So when you've got 2 2s, it's an amplification of your feminine, sensitive, intuitive, and psychic abilities. So you're quite empathic. You might feel the way other people feel and sometimes take on board those emotions as your own. Now, remember, guys, if you're watching this live, make sure that you like my channel and click the bell for future notifications and subscribe, and then you'll never miss one of my live videos. Please like this video and share it as well with all the people in your life that you absolutely love and adore, who you think would benefit from having some readings with me. And remember, these are free insights as well that I do about once or possibly even twice a week, okay, on Dreamtime Academy channel. Now, what we can also see, Ronaldo, is that you have these 2 8s. Now, the 8 is about organization, control, and independence. So you are very independent. You're somebody who likes to do things your own way. You like to be in control of stuff. And also, you like a sense of organization within your life. You are, sort of quite process driven, quite methodical. There's a lot of wisdom within the 8 as well. So your ruling number is a 10, 18. You're actually a 20. So it's a 2. Your ruling number is a 2, which is feminine as well. So you've got a beautiful, soft intuition and sensitive feminine energy about you. Now, in the color mirrors system, bottle number 2 is this one here. So this is your biggest influence, Ronaldo. This is the moon. It's called the moon, which is very appropriate considering, what's going on astrologically for us at the moment, isn't it? So this is pale blue over royal blue, bottle 2, and it carries an energy of Mother Mary. It's like that beautiful, soft, protective energy of Mother Mary. And so the 2 people, not only are they sensitive and intuitive and almost psychic in a lot of senses, but they love to be in a couple, because the 2 is a partnership. So for you, you'd rather be second in command within a business. Although saying that, you've got the leadership qualities of the 10, which is your ruling number. So it can create a bit of an inner conflict. So for you, you might want to lead, but then at the same time, sometimes you prefer just to be the PA to the boss, for example, instead of being the boss themselves. You might have your own company. You might be drawn into doing your own thing, but especially because you are quite independent. So the 2 is, the moon governs our seasons, our cycles, our tides, our rhythms. And, it kind of is aligned to the feminine influences. Okay. So hopefully that makes you understand yourself a little bit better. Good night to you, Anushka. Good night. Oh, are you still there? You're probably still there, aren't you, Anushka? Now, remember, if you're watching this video, please like the video. Leave your date of birth if you've never been into the Dreamtime Academy Healing Room before in the comments section. So just write it as your day, your month, and then your year. And I'll go through as many of you as I possibly can today and offer you some free insights. Now, remember that I am just wetting your whistle through this process. I just want to give you some insights to take away with today. But remember, for a really in-depth and meaty, almost like a roadmap of your life, I can create the Starseed Numerology Reports, which will really set you up moving forward to understand who you are and what you're here to do. And did you know that they are the 2 biggest questions that humanity has got right now on the planet? Like, who am I really? And what am I actually here to do? Super interesting, isn't it? There you go. So Anushka said, I was told about the numerology reading of a friend of mine, and he is interested, and I'm wondering if I should get a little bit of a reading for him from here. Yeah, do it. Definitely, Anushka. Yeah, leave his details. And Lex is here. Lex Baringa. Nice to see you, Lex. Now, Ronaldo, what we can see is you've got the arrow of poor memory as well. So this means that you find it difficult retaining information. You've got the arrow of frustration. So the difficulties for you during childhood, potentially mum and dad separated, or there was sibling rivalry or feeling that you didn't fit in. And that can also knock on into difficulties within your adult relationships. You've got the arrow of, you've got the arrow of disorder, which means that, you know, the practical aspects of life can be quite challenging for you as well. You might need a little bit of subtle encouragement to get going with those. You're a bit skeptical. You've got the arrow of the inquirer, and you've got the arrow of procrastination as well. So sometimes you delay taking action. Okay, so this is really quite an important thing to work through, because, you know, the more determined and persistent we can learn to be, the more that we can achieve our goals and dreams in life. Okay, so there's quite a lot of stuff there. You know, no numbers on the mental plane, no numbers on the physical plane. So the grounding aspect and the, you know, the stimulation of the mind, because that can result in you, you know, struggling with memory or imagination and creativity. There you go. So hopefully that's made sense for you, Ronaldo. Lex, I'm going to come to you next. Lex is next. And 1111 together as one. Back in the Dreamtime Healing Room. Nice to see you here again. How have you been? Have you had a good week or two? What's been going on for you? So Lex, what's that name short for? Is it Alexis? And do you go by Lex, or do you go by something else? Or is that just your YouTube name? And you were born on the 7th of May, 1975. You got the 7s there, you got the 9, you got a 1 as well. Okay, Alex. So it's Alexander, yeah? So, all right, so you're a male. Okay, so you use it now. Okay, so that would be your living name. So when we talk about living names in numerology, it's the name that we prefer to go by, not necessarily the name that's in our birth certificate. So when you order your report, I need your date of birth, your time of birth, your place of birth, and your living name, which is the name that you prefer to go by, not necessarily the name that's on your birth certificate. Yeah, so you've had yours. You'd be interested to do your wife's numerology? Not at all. No, I can have a look at that. It's not a problem at all. Okay, so Lex, you're very determined and persistent in your life as well to achieve your goals and dreams. So what that means is that, you know, the determination that you've got is a strength within your personality blueprint that you can harness and utilize whenever you want, really. And whether you do or not is kind of like a different matter. So you're in Minneapolis in Minnesota, yeah, at 6:30 p.m. That's a good time. And Pencil Sketchers, nice to see you. Thanks for popping in and saying hello today. Whereabouts in the world are you? And what's your real name? Lex, we can also see here you feel things very intensely. Okay. Now, the reason why I know that is because you've got 2 5s. The 5 is the center of the emotional plane. So that's your heart energy. You've got a big heart, you know, that feels things. But you need freedom, and you need to be free to express yourself as well. Now, the other thing that you've got amplified within your birth chart is these 2 7s. Now, the 7 is about your investigation or exploration of the deeper meaning in life and learning through your own experiences, often through sacrifice. So you, especially being a day number 7 as well, you need to learn through your own experiences. No one can tell you how to live your life. Even if you have to fall down, get back up again, dust yourself down, and then get back up again and start it all over again, because the 7 likes to explore the deeper meaning behind life. Okay, so it's actually Neptune in the color mirror system, which is this gorgeous turquoise, pale turquoise over turquoise bottle. Now, the remedies, if you've never seen the color mirrors before, and this is the secret ancient color therapy system that I work with, it dates back to Atlantis, but the remedies that I'm showing you are to be bathed in. So you pour them into your bath, you submerge your body, and you allow the remedy to release old lies that are caught within the cellular memory, so you can free yourself from all beliefs, patterns, behaviors, and that sort of stuff. You are a psychic and mystic, of course. Yeah, so your day number is a 7, but also for you, the 7 energy here is is amplified. So it means the sacrifice is in love, health, or money, or 2 of those 3 things. So it could be that you love and lose, you make money, lose it, or you get ill, get well. So 2 of those 3 things will present themselves as learning experiences for you. Okay. And it's Deep Thea, is it? Nice to see you, Deep Thea. There you go. Atlan, yeah, Atlantis. Absolutely. You are the spiritual teacher. The seven makes a good teacher because it has to learn through its own experiences, but then it imparts the wisdom onto other people, you see. So, when you're a day number 7, I'm a day number 7 as well, Lex. So, but mine drives from the 16, which is the tower energy, but it's the 7. So that's why I'm a spiritual teacher. Now I am anyway, like after my midlife awakening. So yeah, so you can see you struggle a little bit to communicate how you feel because you've only got 1-1. Okay, so this is challenges and difficulties around that. We can also say, right, you're a 9, 10, 17, 17, 20, 2, 27, 28, 29, 34. You're a 34, so you're a ruling 7 as well. So this 7 Atlantean Neptune, I mean, Neptune was the Roman god of the sea, so it's the king of Atlantis, and this is your biggest influence in your birth date. All right, so it's the 7 is the day number and the ruling number. It amplifies that. Hello, Vitra Vega star system. Oh, I take it you're from Vega then, yeah? It's one of for anybody who doesn't know, it's in Lyra. Vega is the largest planet in the Lyra constellation, isn't it? You're finally awake for the live. How good is that, Vitra? Yeah, so you were definitely doing the right work on the planet at the moment. Remember, turquoise is about trust. So you must trust yourself to speak your authentic truth, but you've got the determination to be able to do it. So it's really, really good. So did you like that, Lex? Leave a few comments and let me know. I'm going to move on to the next person now. Let's have a look. Now then, if I'm going to have a look at I want to have a look at 1111 together as 1. If you can put your wife's numerology onto there as well. Oh, there it is. So it's the 3rd of the 7th, 1995. And what's her name? So the 3rd of the 7th, 1995. You think your cat is drunk? What's your cat been doing? Has she been drinking champagne or something? It's Sophie. So you got 2 9s, you got a 5, a 7, a 3. So you've got 2 positive arrows within your chart there. Well, Sophie does. That's okay. So Sophie, if you're watching, first of all, you're a day number 3 person. So you've got to make sure that you keep your vibe high, okay? Because the 3 can be quite critical, okay, when it's negative or living negatively or feeling down in the dumps. Because the 3 is the left brain, so it's quite analytical. When it's living positively, it's fun-loving, it's sociable. It's inspired by music and lyrics and poetry and the arts and healing. So the 3 is Jupiter in the color mirrors system, and it actually is beautiful coral over coral energy, which is this bottle here. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Coral over coral. Now, Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, so it wants expansion, and so do you, or so does she, rather. So she's kind of got far more important things to do with her life purpose than just to get a regular day job. So Lex says, right, makes sense. My ancient identity was from the seas of primordial void, the abyss, and the seas of Gaia and Arcturia. Perfect. Well, that would make perfect sense, wouldn't it, Lex? Awesome. And thanks very much for sharing. That's brilliant. Oh, thanks, Lex. So Lex says, you hit everything right on. You're the real deal. Well, I'm not the real deal, but numerology is. I just trust in that. You know, and sometimes when I'm doing my numerology insights, what happens is I get extrasensory perception. I get information through from people that have crossed over from the other side. I was doing it earlier on, and a lady came through who wanted to remind her granddaughter about her. You know, it's quite interesting. Yeah, she was called Sandra. But yeah, so I'm gonna sort of open myself right now just to look at that as well and see if anything comes up. So I'll let you know as we go through if anyone who's, you know, around for you in spirit comes through. I know, Lex, not everybody gets it right, do they? You know, it takes a lot of work, and actually through teaching it, because I teach numerology as well, so by teaching it I learn more about it, and because I'm very passionate about it I talk about it all the time, you know, so I start learning new things even when I'm talking about it. And you know, through more and more charts that you do, you kind of you end up nailing it even more. Hey Jesse, nice to see you, and congratulations to you, Jesse. That's fantastic news to see you taking control of your lifestyle like that. That's so good. Good for you. Good for you. I'm actually using Pythagorean and Chaldean as well, combined together. There's a little bit of Egyptian in there too, because the color mirrors, they follow Chaldean numerology, whereas I teach Pythagorean. So I combine the wisdom of all of it together, yeah, to get extra information. I know, Lexi. I'm doing Sophie's reading. So, hello, Mizuki. Nice to see you. How are you today? And Vitra says, "Yep, I met my higher self a few years ago in meditation. A beautiful ET from Vega, with connection to Lyra and Sirius B. Fantastic! I'm so delighted to hear that. You'll have to make sure that all you guys as well join my Andromedans Facebook group. I only set it up a few weeks ago, and there's already over 400 people who've joined the group, and it's really interesting, the content, because I do live Starseed masterclasses on there about once a fortnight. So we cover all sorts of different topics, from how to keep your vibe high to, you know, how to activate your light body, etc., etc. So have a look at that on Facebook. It's called Andromedans. And actually what I'll do is I'll pop a little link in there for you as well, so that it becomes nice and easy for you to be able to access it. But that's a really good group, because I'm constantly sharing content on there as well, which I think you would find really interesting, and especially, you know, if you identify as a starseed, and you know, because it will give you everything that you kind of need to be able to sort of work through things. So I'll pop that in there for you there. So that's the group link, so make sure you join that. Yeah, that's it, Jesse. So Jesse says, I think my awakening has contributed to, because what happens is, as you wake up, you know, you sort of, it changes everything, and you start observing what you're putting into your body and how you're living your life a lot more, so that you can be kinder to yourself. And because of that, it changes your vibrational system. So your whole body shifts and changes, doesn't it, Jesse? Yeah, it's like just shifts and changes, and you start feeling healthy again. Ronaldo says, I really believe I came in from Venus when I was awake, and there just was very beautiful orange gold color around me, and I could see others like me too. Beautiful. Well, you know, Isis was said to have come from Venus. Yeah, Isis, she was the goddess who gave birth to the sun, the Venusian goddess. Exactly. Yeah, I did a painting called the Venusian goddess 20 years ago now, and it's a woman, and she's a gold lady lying on a beach, you know, and the beach is pale pink in color, and the mountains in the background are purple, and it's a red and orange sky, and you know, it's this golden woman who, this gold is all about authentic power, and she's found her authentic power and wisdom, and in the background you've got the planets of Venus as well, so there's like 3 moons in the background. There you go. Your mind clears up, and you're able to connect easier when you clean up your system. That's so true. Another piece of the jigsaw. Yeah, make sure you do, Vitra. I think you'll really enjoy it. Isis's avatars, his mental spirit copies, are actually on this planet right now. Absolutely. That's so interesting to hear. This is the Isis bottle in the color mirror system. It's the Wheel of Fortune, but that soft feminine energy relates to the goddess Isis who gave birth to the sun. And for people that don't know, Isis was the wife of Osiris and the mother of Horus. In physical vessels, yeah, aka human bodies. Yeah, it's so cool, isn't it? So just going back to Sophie. So what we can see, Sophie, you've got that day number 3, remember, which is that need for expansion. But you might go through low self-esteem and self-doubt and, you know, not believing in yourself and all of those sorts of things as a negative shadow pattern of the 3, as well as it being critical when it's negative as well. But you are inspired by the music and the arts and lyrics and poetry. You know, you want to be involved in community-based projects. That's really important to you. You do struggle, Sophie, to communicate how you feel. Now, it's different for you because you do know how you feel, but there is some restriction around the throat. Only having 1-1, it restricts how you communicate your truth. And then you've got the arrow of determination, which is that really positive arrow, which means you've got great persistence, Sophie, in life to be able to achieve your goals and dreams. You've got this beautiful arrow here, which is called the arrow of spirituality. Now, this can manifest as developing a really strong philosophy on life, but that might have come through having to endure difficulties and challenges during your earlier years. So, but it gives you a philosophical view on life, okay? And there is shamanic wisdom that you can tap into as soul memories. You've got 2 9s, which is your humanitarian aspect. You know, the 9 is the humanitarian, wants to be of service, but it also relates to ambition and responsibility and idealism as well. So very idealistic. I actually, yeah, so I do level 1 to level 3 numerology workshops via Zoom, but also I've got it as an online self-paced course through my wellness portal as well. So if you want me to drop a link in there, I can put one in for you. It's 99 Australian dollars only. So I've kept the courses nice and accessible so that as many of you can do the courses as possible. And that's got an ebook as well as video tutorials. So it's me teaching you through the video tutorials. If you prefer to, you know, learn in a live dynamic environment, then, you know, the Zoom class might be a better option for you. And that's like a global Zoom class. So I normally get about 20 or 30 people coming together, and we kind of do examples as we go through with different people's birth charts, etc., as well as doing the theory. So yeah, I know what you mean, Jesse. I felt like that a bit earlier on. I had to take a nana nap earlier, and I don't normally have to. You're in all 15 dimensions at once, are you, Lex? Wow, most people are stuck in the 3rd dimension, but you can unlock it. You're stuck in it because you are not ready to handle the higher dimensions. Exactly right. Yeah, because we're all ancient immortal beings of light living out temporary human experiences. So we can exist simultaneously across numerous different dimensional frequencies. And it's absolutely right. It's an unlocking of different dimensions so that we can experience those. And, you know, it's when the soul is ready, you know, the kind of student will follow. Yeah, that's exactly right. We carry the codes in our DNA. I'm glad we've got a lovely, wise group of souls joining me today in the Dreamtime Healing Room. That's awesome to see you all here. And yeah, no, you're doing really well. Brilliant. Okay. So let's have a look and see what else I can get. Okay. So Sophie, you're a 9, 10, 19, 24, 24, 31, 31, 34. So you're another 7 as well. And you see, you're both like the 2 that I've just done are ruling number 7s, which is that Neptunian energy, but it derives from a 34. Now, the 34 energy in the color mirrors system is actually a bottle called the Whale, which is turquoise over blue. Now, the Whale, it's kind of signifies like the wisdom of the whales and dolphins, which was seeded by the Pleiadians and the Arcturians and the Andromedans at the beginning of time, you know, like way back in times of Lemuria and Atlantis. So you are the spiritual teacher that's here to teach the wisdom of the whales and dolphins, you know, tapping back into that Lemurian consciousness. So the difference between a dimension and a density is the dimension are how many different realities are open to you, and densities are spectrums of energy. Very well said. Very well put, Lex. Liking you, Lex. You're a smart cookie. There you go. Despite meditating, had anxiety all day today, despite meditating. Yeah, definitely. The eclipse is a part of that at the moment. I think a lot of us are feeling it. You know, it's kind of strange. It's almost like an underlying sort of sinister edge to it, isn't it? You know, it's almost like, ooh, what's next? And especially because I'm watching The Handmaid's Tale at the moment. So that sent me off in all sorts of dystopian disaster prophecies of the future. It's excellent, but it does make you think, doesn't it, that that could happen at any time. You're very drawn to the whales and dolphins, Jesse. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so hopefully that's made sense for Sophie. I do feel like because Sophie's energy comes together with the coral, which is her 3, and the turquoise, which is her 7, and they are complementary colors. So when those two colors coming together, it's actually shamanic wisdom that she's got available to her. So 11 together as one. Do let me know. Hopefully you're still watching. And Sophie, what did Sophie think? Did that make sense for her? Yeah, that's it, Ram, about the dolphins. Excellent. Okay, so who's next then? Who wants to go next? Now, if you're watching this, please make sure that you like my channel, subscribe to the channel, click the bell for future notifications, and share this video with your friends, people that you feel would benefit from having a reading with me today. Did it get too stressful? So I'm only on the first series. Yeah, I'm only on the first series. I don't know how I'm going to handle it because I can tell it's going to get worse before it gets better, if it gets better. I can just predict that there won't be a happy outcome in that one. Oh, you saw a golden eye, which led you to a golden galaxy, something new for you. Ooh, yeah, that sounds beautiful. Well, if you're aligning with the golden energy, then, you know, that is the bee's knees. That really is, because that's, you know, that's Buddha, that's Christ energy. And Sandalphon as well, you know. Your real name is Rosie. Okay, so Rosie. Hello, Linda. How are you, Linda? It's nice to see you. Where are you from, Linda? So you are the 9th of March. So the 9th, January, February, March, 1984. So 2 9s, a 1, an 8, a 4, and a 3. I think that's it. Okay, so interesting, you've got no arrows in your chart. So what I mean by arrows, Rosie, is that it's a bit like playing tic-tac-toe or noughts and crosses, but with numbers. So you can't line up any of yours diagonally, horizontally, or physically. Oh, in San Antonio, Texas. Beautiful. It's a nice spot, isn't it? Yeah, Rosie, so you're a day number 9. So, you know, you are a healer, you know, a counselor, a healer. You're a humanitarian. You want to be of service. You want to help people. The 9 is very wise. It carries the weight of all the numbers that go before it. So, you know, this is your 9 energy, which is your Mars bottle, red over orange. And, you know, Mars people do have to make sure they speak up about how they feel instead of getting angry and frustrated. Okay, so just remember that. No arrow, so it means that, you know, one of your biggest lessons is wise assertiveness, and it actually means that you're very adaptable as well. So you can put you into any environment or job and you do quite well. Your ruling number is a 9, 10, 18, 19, 22, 25, 34. Again, you're a ruling number 7. So Rosie, that's all 3 of you. Have you noticed that all 3 readings that I've just done, 3 insights, you've all of you, when you add up the numbers in your date of birth, it adds to 34. So I say this quite a lot to anybody who's familiar with coming into my sessions, is that birds of a feather flock together. So I often get waves of energy coming in to see me at the same time that are all here, you know, with very similar vibrations. Yeah. No, it's interesting because I did a little meditation before I did my session today. I took about 15 minutes out and I connected with the higher souls of like-minded individuals to come in and enjoy the session today. And it's actually, so I connected with the wisdom of the whales and dolphins and the higher self of the souls, Atlantean souls. So that's why you guys are all here, you see. Metatronis is Toth, pronounced Tot. It's twin brother. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I will. I'll put the link in. Except with some heat. It was the same in Australia, Linda. You know, in Perth in West Australia, we've got a very dry heat, so it can get a bit overwhelming. And hello there, Klopop Kayla. Good to see you. How are you today? Okay, I'll put a little link in there so you can have a look through all the different colors that are available within the color mirror system. Now, this was a color therapy system actually that was created by a lady called Melissa Jolly in South Africa back in 2001, and the information for it was channeled through for her. Oh, bless you, Jessie. Thank you very much for that lovely donation. Have a magical day. There you go. In a lovely golden 1111 color there as well. That's beautiful. Very switched on there. Thank you very much. So I'll pop the link there for you as well. There you go. You remind me, I need to dive deeper into something that came up during meditation. Big water energy. Big water. There's a lot of big water around, you know. So this energy of the 7, Rosie, is the spiritual teacher. So you need to learn through your own experiences. So you are a wise spiritual teacher. You've got the same combination as me, but the other way around. My day number is a 7. My ruling number is the 9. So it's turquoise and red sort of energy coming in. So what that means is that, you know, you're here to help and to heal, but you could teach what you do as well. All right. In a very new way. So, you know, but you have to learn your own way. No one can tell you how to live your life. You've got to do it your own way. Oh, there you go. Esther Star. There you go. Lovely to see you. Thanks for introducing yourself. And you just added up your numbers and it's 34 as well. So, you know, if your numbers add up to 34, what I'm telling you is actually the truth, I tell you. So yeah, so it applies to all of you. I'm going to show you what number 34 looks like. Just bear with me a second. There it is. Okay, so this is bottle number 34. So this is called the whale in the color mirror system, bottle 34. So it's a numerology based color therapy system. And this one is turquoise, which is Atlantis, over royal blue, which is kind of that initiation stuff. So it often means, like, if somebody picks that in a reading, that it's difficulties coming to an end, which is, you know, of course, it's really positive. Yeah, so it's a 7. So we reduce it down to a 7. And the 7 is, you know, the subconscious mind. It's a lot of people who've got a day number 7, they're going to hypnotherapy. They want to explore the deeper meaning behind life, you know, the mysteries, illusions, miracles, magic, and faith of life. So that'll be you as well, Esther Star. Yeah. And everyone else, you know, Rosie, that's, you know, a huge aspect of your personality. Now, you are very independent. You know, you're organized and you like to be in control. You are also very practical. You know, there's a great sense of organization around you. You like the material aspects of life. The 4 is often, when you've got a 4 in your numerology, it means that you sometimes, you know, you're attracted by the material aspects, the physical and the practical aspects of life. And you're a doing person. The 3 there is isolated. So sometimes your imagination runs away with you. You got the 2 9s, which again amplifies your Mars fire energy to give you the action to take the steps that you need to be able to achieve the things you want. But there is difficulties within the verbal communication. It's often the way, you know, for healers, they have to work through something. And for you, it might be that you struggle a little bit, you know, to talk about how you feel. So Shannon, you're on your way to go on with your day. Have an amazing day. Have a wonderful time. That's my pleasure. A big hug to anyone who wants one. Yeah, we're all receiving that and feeling that love coming through from you, Shannon. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you next time, hopefully. Okay, Rosie, leave a few comments and let me know what you thought of that. Did that make sense for you? And interesting as well, because, you know, the Lyrans do have that physical, practical aspect about them. You know, they're often, you know, the star system that likes adventure and, you know, the sort of all of those aspects too. Linda, I'm going to come to you next. Are you still there, Linda? You just pop your date of birth down for me. We can take a look and do some numerology insights for you as well. Now, I just wanted to introduce a few things to you. Now, I've actually brought aside 3 different remedies. So I've got the pink angel here. The pink angel is that one there. This one. I've got the gold dragon. Okay, because the color mirrors are essence sprays as well as dual colored oil bottles, and the green angel there as well. So I've just chosen three of the remedies there that I wanted to talk about briefly today, because I think that these are really important tools to be able to use to help keep your vibration high. Now, the pink angel is called that, and each one of them have got these they've got these mystical sort of mists and sort of glitter sparkles running through them. They're beautiful. And this one smells a bit like sherbet dib dabs. It's got that sort of beautiful fragrance about it, and it's really good for self-love and self-acceptance, and bringing about Venus energy into your life, you know, so balance and harmony within relationships. Reminds you to treat yourself to your own loving and nurturing energy. Okay. The second one, this one is the green angel. So you got the pink angel. The green angel is a good space clearing remedy. Okay, so Melissa Jolly and Jilly, her daughter, who make these, the color alchemists. So these have been done properly. So each one has its own keynote and frequency. So the fragrances are aligned to the color vibrations. So they are absolutely bang on. They're really good for rebalancing your numerology traits. You know, so where you have weaknesses within your birth chart, the remedies can come in and help you to rebalance. So, you know, if you don't have a 5 in your birth chart, for example, you can use the green angel, or, you know, something like the Mercury remedy, and that'll help activate the heart area, or the pink angel. It helps to bring out your true self. Yeah. So this was one of the first ones that I actually used, the pink angel. And it was funny because my cat, 18 years old, white cat called Angel, she died on the day that the color mirrors arrived. And I hadn't ordered a pink angel, but it came through anyway. And I sprayed it over the top of her in the morning, and she was taken from us in the afternoon. So they are very, very powerful remedies. And then finally, the gold dragon is this one. And gold in color therapy is about authentic power and wisdom. So the gold dragon helps you to step into that. And you can imagine that the dragons kind of exist closer to us within the dimensional realms. So you can bring the dragon straight through, and the dragon energy into your body, and open your eyes up and see through the dragon's eyes. And that'll help you to step into your authentic power and wisdom. Whereas the angels, you know, they kind of sit a bit further away in the, you know, in the etheric sort of frequencies, and they kind of whisper gently in your ear, whereas the dragons kind of try and get you to take assertive action. Yeah, I popped the link in. I'll pop it in again for you guys. There you go. So that'll take you through to my Secure Dreamtime Academy store. It's an e-commerce website and store online. I know. Well, I was devastated because she was beautiful. But it's funny because she brought us to the place that we live in now. We live in a place called Byford. And she had to go into quarantine when she arrived in Perth, when we emigrated, you know, 11 years ago. And she had to go into quarantine in Byford. And of course, we came to Byford to see her every day. And we kind of thought, oh, this area looks nice. So we ended up building a house here. So there you go. So it's down to Poppet, she's called. Like, that was her pet name. She's called Angel, but we called her Poppet, or Poppy Cat. And yeah, so she brought us here. And she was our little angel. It's beautiful, isn't it, Klopkela? Do you know what? I love that shop. I spend so much time in that shop myself. We just put in an order, actually, with colour mirrors. We order in the bottles from South Africa, so they get express delivery via DHL to us in Perth. and I couldn't resist it. So I've ended up ordering myself about another 10 bottles. So as soon as they get underneath half full, I have to get a fresh bottle in. So I've always got a full bottle in stock. I'm a bit of an addict, really. That's how they get you, though. You know, I've got in total, I've probably got over 150 different bottles. Yeah, and each thing works on a different energy. So you put the first 36 deal with all the human conditions, and then the G1 to 36, they deal with all of the new earth energies. Yeah, so I'll do a workshop on the dragons, you know, on the Cullumera's dragons, so that you can learn all about the different colored dragons and what they're there to do. But also they are available in the shop as well, so you can check out the meaning of them. If you click on the image, it'll take you through and it'll give you the meaning of the dragons as well. I know it's hard, Linda, you know, it is hard, definitely. You know, you sort of like, I remember like when it happened, because we actually had her euthanized in the end because she was struggling so much. The vet came around to the house and injected her. We were giving her Reiki as she crossed. So this wave of grief washed through me, and then I've got all this water on my lungs and I couldn't breathe. And it washed through me, and then it left. And I didn't grieve after that. There you go. Interesting, Lex. I like it. Depends on the angel, actually. The white arts, they work in the future, whereas the grey and the dark arts angel. So you've got a kind of slightly different interpretation on the angels, but beautiful nevertheless. 323, is it? Yeah. Oh, you lost a misdiagnosed husky. Oh my god. We had a Malamute, Linda, called Hobo. This was years ago in Australia before I left to go back to the UK. He was called Hobo, and he was beautiful. And yeah, he had to be put down as well. He was only very young. Very, very sad. Okay, so I'm going to look at you now, Linda. I have to keep my eye on the time as well. I've still got about I've probably got about another 20 minutes or so. I've got a client at 4 o'clock here, so that's in like 35 minutes. So make sure that you let me know when we are approaching about 3:45. So I need to go make a cup of tea and everything before I start. But I'm taking on a bit of a guided journey, because a lot of the work that I do is via Zoom. So this particular client's in Denmark, and I take people through like a guided in a process down their timeline to look at where their limiting beliefs were formed. And then I help them look at those beliefs and why they were formulated from a different perspective by opening up a dialogue between the wounded inner child or whatever, and then take them down a journey into the timeline into the future. And it enables them to release the limiting beliefs that are actually causing the patterns within their life, which then obviously create the emotional responses. So, you know, if you guys are interested in doing some work like that with me to identify what's keeping you stuck, then feel free to reach out. All my sessions are done via Zoom. You know, so it's easy for you. It's just from the comfort of your own home. And I offer like a Starseed Awakening package as well. And the Starseed Awakening is the report, and then you go through a regression. So I take you through into the past lives to regress through those to see where the old spiritual wounds appear. And then I take you into a recall as well. And that's when I take you down the timeline to release them from this lifetime. So it's like a bit of a cosmic, you know, sort of like soul cleanse that you go through. But it's, you know, it has some fantastic results on everybody who goes through it. Yeah. Exactly. You know, that's great, Lex. Oh, she works with dragons as well, does she, Jess? That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, so for everybody who doesn't know, Jesse's got a crush on an Australian lady. There you go. The cat's out the bag now, Jesse. Is that why you're losing all that weight, is it? There you go. Yeah, no, absolutely, Linda. Now, let me have a look at, I'm going to give you some insights, Linda, before you head off. So you're the 17th of the 5th, 1975. So you got the 2 5s, the 1, the 9, or you got 2 1s, 2 5s, 9, and 2 7s as well. I think that's all of them. Yeah. Okay. So Linda, yours is slightly different. You're a day number 8. Okay, because you were born on the 17th. Now, the 8 is very independent, organized, and it likes to be in control. So that's an aspect of your personality blueprint. You know, in the color mirror system, bottle number 8 is this one here, which is called Saturn, which is old father time, and it's lilac over violet. So you recognize that your future has to be built on solid foundations. You know, you're very process driven. You like methods. You know, for you make a good money manager. You're able to manage people. You know, it's that they like to be in control, so they're quite orderly. The 8s as well are, you know, it's kind of like represented by the star, you know, in traditional tarot, and so, you know, it's good fortune a lot of the time as well that can come up with that, or promotions and things moving forward. Oh, it's been a few years of changes, has it, Jesse? Right. Oh. You are a Saturn baby, yeah. So that's your 8. You've got the arrow of determination, which is that strength within your personality blueprint to be able to, you know, set a goal for yourself and you know, not start a project and stop it. You'll see it through to finality. You've got 2 7s, which is quite difficult. You know, that can be sacrifices in love, health, and money. 2 of those 3 things. And then your ruling number is a 9, 10, 17, 17, 89, 22, 27, 28. 30. You're a 35. So again, you know, that's the 8 amplified. So, you know, everyone else was kind of like a 34 and you're a 35. So again, it's a double 8. All right. So your 8 is a big influence. You do, you know, it's like wanting to be in control. You know, it's that you're very nurturing. You know, you can often be very nurturing and you like looking after other people. But, you know, sometimes that it's a detriment to your own well-being, you know. So you think about the 8 as a sacred geometric shape. You know, it's 2 circles sitting on top of each other, which represent completion on the heavenly realm and completion on the earthly realm as well. So it carries all of that beautiful wisdom with it too. You feel things very intensely. When you've got 2 5s, it's an amplification of your feeling, an intensity of emotion. So it's a driving intensity. And so that means that before you eat, you have to make sure that you don't get into arguments or have atmospheres, because it can play havoc with your digestive system. Does that make sense then, Linda? You see, we can also find out, you know, I'm only giving you little insights today, guys, you know, just to sort of, you know, give you some information to take away with. But if you want something like more meat on the bone, I call it, you know, then the Starseed Numerology reports will blow your mind, because they kind of look at everything, and it gives you a 20-page handcrafted document. It's not computer generated, that you can kind of take away with you and sit with and reflect on, and all of that. And it's actually quite predictive of what happens or what's coming up for you in the future as well. So because we look at the pyramids, which are your peak years of maturity, in which you've got 4. And the calculations of that date back to times of ancient Egypt and Atlantis, actually. So it's a secret, it's a sort of secret method of being able to work out when they come in, which I think is really cool and powerful. And we teach that on level 2 numerology. I sort of teach all of that sort of stuff. So there's a link to get your report if you'd like one of those. There you go. There you go. Linda goes, definitely control only because I know what's best, or you think you do. They can be quite stubborn as well. Like my husband is a ruling number 8. And, you know, there is that sort of stubborn streak, you know, although he wouldn't see it that way. Oh, you bought one last year, did you? A lot from me. Great. Oh, perfect, Linda. Excellent. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for that. That's brilliant. There isn't a minimum purchase, Lex. You can, you can order what you like. If you are in America, though, Lex, then you will need to message me. Just message me either through YouTube or through Facebook, and let me know, because I can work out the postage for you then. Because we've got if you're in America, then we've got an American supplier. So it'll keep your costs down from postage from Australia to America. So we just go to her and she will end up posting the items that you require out. So, and it means you get them quicker as well, which is total bonus. Yeah, so there's no minimum. So yeah, just message me and let me know what you want. Yeah, it's easier. Are you in America, Lex? Yeah. If you're in Europe, then we still supply. The UK, we've got a UK supplier. But you can always email me as well. I'll pop the details in here. Hayden Crawford, Hayden at haydencrawford.com. All right. Just let me know what it is that you're after. Yeah. So there you go. I think we're probably. I've probably got time to do one more. Let's have a look. Anushka says, "Can you do my friend's too? His birthday. What's his name? So he's the 17th as well, is he? What's your friend's name, Anushka?" Great. Okay, Linda. Yeah, no, that's wonderful. You follow me on Facebook as well. What's your surname, Linda? I'll make sure I look out for you. Amal. Have a great time, Ram. Enjoy, and I hope it all goes well today for you, okay? And celebrate her life, okay? Just remember all the good things about her and not all the stuff that happened at the end. Awesome, Linda. That's lovely. I'll look forward to it too. Amal. Let's have a look. Anushka, 17th of the 7th, 1996. 17th of the 7th, 1996. Now, it's interesting. There's quite a few sevens at the moment as well coming up. And the sevens in numerology are about sacrifice. Got the 2 9s, got the 6 there as well. Now Amal has got what's called the arrow of hypersensitivity. So it's all the numbers lacking on the emotional plane. So he's got a weak soul protection. So he actually gets easily hurt. So he might have a bit of a poker face, every now and again. It's for self-preservation. He's got the 2 7s that are isolated as well. So this is patterns repeating themselves. And so it could be like he loves and loses, loves and loses, loves and loses, and loves and keeps. Or he makes money, loses money, makes money, loses money, makes money, loses money. Or he gets ill, gets well, gets ill, gets well, gets ill, gets well. That sort of thing. All right. That comes up when they're isolated. The 2 1s are isolated as well. So he may isolate himself a little bit as well, like his male energy is isolated. He is a good communicator, but sometimes he reacts to emotional situations instead of responding to them. He loves his home and family, and he's quite creative. His day number is an 8 as well, so he likes to be in control. He's very organized, and he'll be in love with methodologies and processes and procedures. He'd make a good manager. He's very wise. He's got the 2 9s. He likes to help people. He likes to heal. And he's a 9, 10, 19, 25, 32, 39, 40. So he's a ruling number 4. So his 4 is his biggest aspect. So he's practical, he's manual. He likes the material aspects of life. He's a doing person. He's good with his hands. He's very organized. I feel like he's very into sort of like the material aspects of life, the physical aspects of life. So his physical body, doing things with his hands, organizational aspects. He'd make a good accountant or a good I don't know, like maybe somebody who works in the more manual arts kind of feel. Yeah, so he likes to help people. Yeah, good. Yeah, the 22 number as well. How do you mean, Jesse? There you go. So Anushka goes, oh, that's true. He likes to help people. Good. It's very true. There you go. You can show that to him. Stuck in patterns. No, it's not. It's only when the 7s are isolated like that, Jesse. So when the 7s are isolated like that, it means that sacrifice can repeat itself until the lesson is learned, because the 7 is the lesson. The 2 is just an amplification of sensitivity and intuition. Yeah. Well, awesome, guys. Look, I'm going to have to head off now, but thank you so much for watching me again today and for tuning in. I'll be back soon, I'm sure. Have a great rest of your day, whatever you choose to do, and stay safe over this eclipse. Bye for now.